I hated that kind of work, office environment of every single day being the exact same routine. I dipped in and out of Forex trading, dipped in and out of reselling, had a bit of a skeptical vibe about it, and it only further increased when I lost money in those courses and stuff and lost money in those typical side hustles.
So you hit your 8.5k a month. What do you think within the community was the biggest thing that helped you scale to where you are now?
The networking that you're actually surrounding yourself in. You know, you're coming into a community full of 150 boys, all on like little separate journeys but chasing that exact same goal. You're actually becoming genuinely good friends with people. Like, we've literally out together now in fucking Koh Samui, chilling in a villa, working our asses off. You need to get out your comfort zone, take that risk and, you know, change for yourself. Put yourself in an environment where people are doing better than you and people can teach you how to actually progress as a person. You just need to take that step of action first.
So we're in Koh Samui today, and I'm joined with a very special guest, and we're here with one of the community boys, Charlie. Give yourself a quick introduction.
So I'm Charlie, 19, from Manchester, and yeah, just here today.
So me and Charlie, he's flown out 2 weeks ago. He actually quit his job 2 weeks ago. And yeah, just give yourself a brief introduction beforehand, like before you got into the online space, before you got into appointment setting. What was life like before then?
Yeah, so about a year back, last September, I finished college, got like, you know, decent A levels and joined an apprenticeship in an investment firm. From there, you know, like I just kind of saw it out, was expecting that kind of 9 to 5 corporate life, seeing like kind of make my way up in the world through that. And it literally took about 3 months in where I constantly just had that kind of nagging pain to want more. I was really thinking about my life and I was thinking like, am I really gonna go down this same route as every other person essentially, and you know, just have that kind of a normal life. And at the same time, in the back of my mind as well, it was growing on me that like I hated that kind of work, office environment of every single day being the exact same routine, and it kind of made me want to change in a sense. But always I was looking for that something different that I could do.
I mean, what did you think you saw from all these other guys who are making money online? Maybe even what you saw from me and the community that thought how life could be different if you did get started.
I saw that freedom. I know that's kind of like ironic to say, like, because everyone kind of says that in a sense, but at the same time, every single day was different for them. They didn't have a set routine that they'd be following for years to come on end, and they were always progressing at a momentum and speed that I quite admired. Like, you know, so much progression at such a young age with unlimited like chase for unlimited cap essentially of what you could earn. It really intrigued me about
Yeah.
the whole space.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like even probably to your friends and family, you had a really stable job. You know, you were
Yeah.
in finance. So what do you think you sort of thought when, or what do you really see within that job that made you like specifically want to make change? Because for a 19-year-old, that is a stable job, but how you were bringing in a good amount of money, there was like a possible career for it. So
Mm.
what made you not want to go down that route?
Although it was like a stable job, it was a very high regarded firm. At the same time, so many people were still in that. And the people that I looked up to, in a sense, like within that space, or at least were doing better than me, at the end of the day, they were 40, they were 50. Yeah, they might have been on good money. They might have been on like 120 grand a year or something. But at the same time, they're, you know, in the exact same environment as me. They're double my age kind of thing. And, you know, I never really saw them coming into work actually, like saying, yeah, let's ready to go, happy and stuff. I did see the side where it was like a drag.
So what were your first steps going into the online space?
So obviously, like, in college, I dipped in and out of Forex trading, dipped in and out of reselling. Like, you know, saw these courses come to light and had a bit of a skeptical vibe about it. And it only further increased when I lost money in those courses and stuff and lost money in those typical side hustles, which kind of made me like sit on the fence for about a year and a half, still looking for that other way to make income, but kind of skeptical about everything. It got to a point in my job where I literally was like, having such bad kind of thoughts and like what to do, what kind of pursuit am I actually chasing in my life, where I did start focusing on looking a lot more. Obviously, came across Tom, I believe it was on TikTok, promoting appointment setting, promoting the info product space, the high ticket sales space, and you know, gave him a shout, gave him a text message over Instagram, had a little conversation and stuff. Was still very much skeptical about it, but in terms of like, you know, the way the whole community was presented, that being superior setters, it was something after hearing out, when I was on the call with Sad and seeing those testimonials, it was something that I knew was an amazing opportunity to pursue, and this would change the direction of my life essentially.
What would you say was specifically when it comes to appointment setting or superior setters? Because I know you said you were on the fence, you were looking at different side hustles, you were very skeptical. What did you see within us that made you, want to take that step and actually go outside the comfort zone?
When actually before booking a call and getting on a call with Sad to speak to him further about it, he told me to watch certain videos, that being testimonials of previous people like Joseph, Archie, yourself, Tom, of what you've actually achieved, what you've actually come through on this journey. You got a background of, I think it was in Bali or this actual Thailand, talking about their whole journey, which is something that I could fully relate to. They were in 9 to 5s, they were in bad positions where they weren't happy in a sense, and how much they've changed from just coming into the space, putting their all into it, putting that hard graft in it and actually getting something back about it. It made me motivated and it made me inspired to kind of follow in their footsteps, to do the same thing for myself. And it was definitely something where I was like, yeah, this is the point in my life where I need to commit to something now while I'm in my early 20s, like teens still, like late teens still,
Yeah.
to kind of change that.
What do you think within the community was the biggest thing that helped you scale to where you are now?
I'd say definitely the networking that you're actually surrounding yourself in. You're coming into a community full of what, 150 boys, all in the exact same point you are, all grafting their ass off kind of thing, all on like little separate journeys, but chasing that exact same goal. You're surrounding yourself with people that are doing so much better than you. You're actually becoming genuinely good friends with people. Like, we're literally out together now
Yeah.
in fucking Koh Samui, chilling in a villa, working our asses off with loads of other boys, like, constantly ringing each other like every day to kind of like just because we just get on that much. You know what I mean? So it's like,
It's more like clients, like more genuine friendships in a
yeah,
way, because you're surrounding yourself with people who are doing the same thing. You have the same attributes as all these different people.
mm,
But yeah, what was your biggest win then, would you say? Because obviously you've come into the community within 4 months, you've pretty much smashed things like relatively quickly. What would you say was like the highlight of you being in the community or the biggest win that you can share to everyone else?
like there was a real realization point recently where I surpassed 5k a month in pounds, now scaled up even further to that. Like, on my best month, every single month was just keep consistently getting better and better. We're now on 8.5k,
Yeah.
like, for the month, which is absolutely insane. In the journey that I've been on in 4 months' time, that I've kind of achieved all of this, and I've actually got to a point where I didn't even think I'd get in 6 months' time, let alone 4 months' time, kind of thing. And it just made me look back and realize like how far I've come, how much I've learned, and like how proud of myself I am for actually achieving that.
Yeah. You took a pretty big risk, didn't you? You left your job and then within a week you were already out in Thailand. What made you do such a big risk there?
Because realistically, it was actually something that you said. It was, when we were at our London meetup, you were saying put yourself in positions where you naturally get luckier. You know, that being, I knew I was capped at my job. I was earning an amount where I literally didn't have more time to make the money that I was making. So the job had to go so I could put all my hours into this. It's proved right, because I've only, doubled from kind of last month's results type of thing. And from there, I'm putting myself in situations like going into Thailand, meeting all these new people, getting better connections, getting better opportunities for myself, where I've naturally got luckier or just created that opportunity for myself to advance further in my journey.
Well, I know you've only been out here for a week, you've only left your job, recently, but what would you say your biggest takeaway is, like living in a villa like this with like myself, two of the other boys out in Samui?
The fact that you can just do this on like a random, like,
Weird
what,
day, is
October
it?
month type of thing, and just make this your
Mm,
lifestyle. I know you kept picking up on the fact that I kept saying holidays.
mm.
Like, this is a nice little 2-week holiday in Thailand, and you and Lou are both like, bro, this isn't a holiday, this is a lifestyle now. Like, because it generally is. Like you were saying, you go away to Thailand, what, or even just abroad, 11 months out of the 12, realistically, purely because you can do. I have that freedom now to go to another country, to surround myself in a more positive environment, to work wherever I kind of want to. And every day is different rather than going to work, going to the gym, eating food, and going to sleep and repeating that same cycle again.
Yeah, 100%. So you obviously hit your 8.5K a month. Well, we're how many days? 24 days in, so we've
Yeah.
still got another week. So hopefully surpass that 10K a month. We'll probably make another video after that. But yeah, what is your current doing? So talk to them about your two setting roles and now the set management you're doing to help you get to this 10K.
Yeah, so within the 4 month period, I've managed to build myself up to have two clients that I am DM setting for. In one of them, I've even gone as far as getting based consistently because just of the performance that we're doing that well. The other role is still smashing it just as much. From there, on top of that, I was learning how to call set. So now, like, I'm completely qualified to go in a dialing role if I so choose to do so. On top of that, like, because I kind of found that my skills were developing so well in the setting space. I invested further into myself through going into a set management position. So now I've currently got two clients that I'm set managing for, completely taking over the sales side of the business, making sure the setters are performing, creating that script, adapting anything that needs to, tracking data to make sure essentially we're getting this business's revenue as high as possible, just like the previous reputation on my setting roles I've done, getting them from that 6-0 to 50K point in 3 months' time.
Yeah, because obviously setting isn't the final goal. What made you want to take it even further and get into something like set management when you'd already making good money at setting? I think you had a 6K a month with setting.
Because I knew realistically, like, setting, like, is just a stepping stone. At the end of the day, like, as good as DM setting is and as good as call setting can be, do you really want to be doing that, like, for the entire period? As good as the money is and as good as I enjoy it, it's good that you have that kind of stepping stone to set yourself up in future. For example, now a management role, like, just really deep that a managing role. Like, if you look at that from a corporate side, when is someone getting management? They're getting it at 30. From 3 months' time, from 4 months' time, within this space, I've already taken up a management role within an online business where now I have further responsibility. I can passively look at data and progress from the setters who are willing to put that hard work in. And then from there, it only scales further, like, who knows what could happen within another 4 months' time.
Crazy. I mean, yeah, what are your plans? Obviously, we've got short-term plans. We're going to Dubai next week,
Yeah.
so lots of opportunities there. But let's say within the next like 4 to 6 months, like where do you see yourself, or what do you want to get into, or where do you even see yourself in the world, etc.
I very much want to scale my client base up in terms of the management perspective. I know that's something that you really can build a portfolio on, like, having a very much larger client scale base. On top of that, maybe take some more initiative on running my own offer, whatever that may be, whether that be, training my own setters or whether that be starting up a completely different offer, selling info products. Not too sure on that realistically. I'm focused on the work that I'm doing now, and kind of just keep building on that to kind of max out my skills and ability on those roles.
Yeah, I normally say like, what would you say to a person on the fence? But what would you say to that younger self of you who was, stuck on that fence for a year and a half, who was skeptical and didn't get started? What would you tell that younger version of yourself?
At the end of the day, like, you can procrastinate for so long, but you're just going to stay in that exact same cycle, exact same routine for the rest of your life. Realistically, deep down, you're not happy with your situation and you want that change. You can't expect that change to come to you. You need to get out your comfort zone, take that risk, and change for yourself. Put yourself in an environment where people are doing better than you and people can teach you how to actually progress as a person and progress in your career. And then from there, you'll only see the results coming in. Like, they are rewarding, you just need to take that step of action first.
100%, man. I mean, yeah, appreciate you coming on, Charlie. Dubai
Yeah,
next week,
appreciate it,
but
looking
that's pretty much
forward to
done.
that. I
Pretty
know,
much done, bro.
appreciate it, man.